Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Discount Discourse. We're your hosts, Sharmalyne and...
Me, Reuben.
Was that less anxiety-inducing?
That was satisfactory, yeah.
Okay.
I could see it in your eyes that
Yes.
you understood and you, adjusted accordingly.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
that was good. Well done.
Thanks.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Okay. So, if you haven't guessed already from the song we just played, The Winner Takes It
They
All...
won't have guessed from that song.
Yeah, probably not.
No.
What is our theme for today, Reuben?
Our theme for today, I'm so glad you asked. The theme for today is sports. So, if you saw on the official Discount Discourse Instagram, at Discount Discourse, or, I'm just going to give it a shout out now because I haven't done already, email in at discountdiscourseshow@gmail.com. I will give a prize, by the way. I've decided we will.
Not we, because I didn't agree to this.
Okay, well, I agreed to this.
Okay.
To give a prize to the first person to email in, discountdiscourseshow@gmail.com, but not my mum, because I have a feeling she would probably be the first, and it has to go to another listener that's not my mum.
Okay, what's the prize then?
It's a mystery prize.
Oh, okay.
But email him, and you will be lucky enough to receive it, discountdiscourseshow@gmail.com. But yeah, sports. What do we think of sports?
Yeah, not that big of a fan of sports, I must admit. I went to a football match yesterday. Well,
Yeah.
not actually. I didn't go to the football match. I went to watch a football match yesterday.
Those are two very different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was
Anyways.
it? Who was playing?
It was Leeds versus Chelsea because one of my friends, shout out Tish, is an avid Leeds supporter.
Yeah.
And I would admit it was a bit exhilarating because it was 2-2. And then in the last 1 minute of the match, like literally 30 seconds of the match, Chelsea scored and made it 3-2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was fun. Will I be watching football regularly? No.
Yeah.
I sort of only watch sports if it's like the Olympics and stuff. Because then I consider it the Eurovision of sports.
The Eurovision of sports.
Yeah, because I like watching all the countries compete against each other and stuff.
Yeah.
But I couldn't care less about what the national curling championships look like.
Yeah, there are some sports,
Yeah.
which we will get onto later, that are a bit strange. There are some sports, right, you can kind of understand where they came about. Like football, someone had a ball, we were like, you know what we can do with this, let's see if we can kind of kick it into these two goals. You can understand
I mean,
how,
it was invented in the Tudor times. I'm pretty sure Henry VIII was sort of...
because it was like a pig's
Yeah, it was a
bladder
pig's
originally,
bladder,
right?
yeah.
I think I learned that on Horrible Histories or
Yeah,
something.
that's where I'm getting my
Yeah.
history information from.
But then it's like when you get to stuff like ice hockey, right? A puck is not a naturally occurring kind of thing,
Yeah.
nor is a hockey stick.
What do you think came first, ice hockey or just regular hockey?
You'd assume based on the name that hockey came first.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Ice hockey, I think with my complete layman's no knowledge about either sport, I think ice hockey is more interesting. I think any sport on ice is more interesting than the counterpart that's not on ice.
Because it's more dangerous.
Yeah, because I think it requires more skill because
Yeah.
you've got to start thinking, okay, let's not slip around here.
Because they're basically roller skating while playing the sport, so...
Yeah, I think we should do ice football. I think we should do ice swimming. I think we should do it all.
Ice swimming is a thing where people make holes in the ice and they just swim around. But yeah, that's not really an exciting sport.
No, it's not.
You can tell how much we love sports
You
here.
can tell how
on this
passionate we are about something. We're thrilled to be doing this, but we've been steadily burning through the list of nouns in the English language, and we're kind of
ways to describe sports.
We're kind of
Yeah.
getting to the bottom of the barrel here. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick another song on, and then we'll come back with some serious sporting discussion. So this is "We Are the Champions" by Queen. Great song. Enjoy. That was "We Are the Champions" by Queen. We've got a load of very anthemic songs on this episode.
Did you
It's
just say anthemic?
Yeah, it's quite emotional. They're anthems.
But I see, I guess that's what's associated with sports, because sports is sort of not a nationalist thing, but it brings about themes of
patriotism.
That's the word,
Yeah.
patriotism.
So, sports. Let's talk sports. In particular, sports at school.
Oh, yeah.
How did you feel every year when it rolled around to sports day?
How many sports day did I do? I did year 7 sports day, and year 9 and year 10 sports day, and then year 11 sports day was obviously cancelled because of COVID.
Yeah.
So I managed to only do 3 sports days in secondary school. Primary school sports day wasn't that bad because it was like just easy stuff like egg and spoon race, like sack race and stuff. But secondary school sports day was like actually serious. Like we all had to do a running event. So that was either 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, 800 meters and stuff. And then we all had to do like a throwing event or something. So like javelin, shot put, that kind of thing. Discus. So yeah, I hated sports day because I hate running, the passion. Yeah. So I would just, yeah.
I would fabricate the most, like, atrocious excuses. What did you try to get out of it?
See, I couldn't get out of it because my mum wouldn't let me get out of it. Because otherwise my attendance would have gone down if I missed sports day, and then she would have been, like...
She would have been on that.
She would have been on that, yeah. The only sports day I missed was year 8 because I had a doctor's appointment. And then when I went to the doctor's appointment, I told them how I was so happy to get it. Because it's one of those appointments where they sort of give you the date and you have to go. So I told the doctors, I was like, thank you for saying this. Thank you for putting this appointment on sports day. Because then it means I get to miss all of sports day. Even if the appointment was like half an hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to you, NHS.
That's what I would always do. If I had to go for like an appointment or something, always get it for the afternoon rather than the morning at school. So you can go in the afternoon and then you just don't have to come back to school, you just go home early. Like, whereas if you have an appointment in the morning, then you kind of have to go back afterwards.
Not if you get your parents to tell them that you don't want to go. I don't know. I feel like if you had an appointment in the morning, just like, what's the point? It's sports day. No, but usually the fun events are in the afternoon. Like at my school, we would have the teacher race in the afternoon. We'd have tug of war in the afternoon. We'd have that kind of stuff.
We had, the fun event in ours was you would have like sponges, right?
Oh,
and it would be the buckets, and it'd be like the coloured water, and you had to like run to and fro and like fill up your bucket with coloured water from the sponge. But I still didn't like that. So I would always, like the first couple of times, I thought, okay, hang on, I can get out of this. I just said, like, I'm sick. Then I think they kind of started, cluing on to that. So I said I had a broken toe.
and they, when you turn up the next day to school with no cast on your foot.
Yeah, but the thing is with the broken toe is they can't do anything about a broken toe. Like, a broken toe just has to fix itself naturally. So it's a good excuse.
Can they not put a cast on it?
Did you not
walk funny for a month just to, like, sell it up?
No.
So
on the day, I was just like, yeah, I've got a broken toe.
Yeah, I bet they saw right through that.
Well, I didn't have to participate in anything. No egg and spoon race or anything for me. And then one year I did, like, I don't know how I managed to kind of, like, wrangle this, but me and my friend, because I was, like, me and my kind of geeky friends who none of us liked sports, we'd, like, in football, we would all just kind of stand around at the sides talking, and then we would get hit in the face, like, a few too many times for it to be coincidental by the football. But we ended up doing, like, the scoring, which was quite fun. We got to sit at, like, the desk, and then, like, they'd bring us all, like, the papers from all the different events, and we'd be, signing off. I like that. Yeah,
unfortunately, that was the sixth formers' roles, so we couldn't get out that easily. But yeah. It was also worse because we did it in houses. So obviously you're competing for your house, and, like, the one who won the most events got, like, points and stuff like that. So, and my house, like, consistently always had the least number of people.
Yes, same.
So then we'd have to do, because usually you just do one running event and one throwing event, and then that was you done. And then if you wanted to do a group event, like, I always did rounders at sports day because
I like rounders.
I love rounders, so I always did that. That was the one sport I was looking forward to on sports day. But because our house had the least amount of people, we'd have to do, like, 3 events to make up for it. Yeah. So sometimes they made us do 2 running events, because that was usually the one they needed more people for. Yeah. So I'd do 200 metres, and I'd always come last, obviously, because I can't run. And then I'd always do 200-metre relay. Yeah. Just because, like, usually you get other people that are fast on the team, so as long as you go, like, second...
Yeah, and then you're not going to, like, let the whole team down by, like, slowing down right at the end.
Exactly, yeah.
That's what I like. You said rounders. I was actually, like, that was my one... you know when you just randomly discover something that you are, for no good reason, like, really talented at? I was a beast at rounders. I remember the teacher saying to me, like, do you do any of this, like, outside of school? And I was like, no, I'm just, I'm a natural. But that was the thing I did like about sports at school, was when you get a bit of praise from the teacher. Because I'm not, most sports I'm not good at, but what I am a sucker for is, like, praise from an authority figure, right? So we did swimming lessons. It was like year 4, I think. We had swimming lessons, and we would go to, like, this other... We didn't have a swimming pool at our school. We weren't that fancy, but one of the other schools did. We would go down there, and it was, like, for a couple of hours, we would be, taught how to swim. And I was in the bottom group, but I did get moved up to, like, the second from the bottom group. Nice. I was promoted.
You're one of the elite employees.
I was one of the elite employees. But I was a bit rubbish at swimming. Fine, but what you go into little cubicles, get changed afterwards. I remember I came out once and we were all queuing outside to get back on the coach. The teacher said to me, I got there. The teacher said to me, "Oh, well done, Reuben. You're the first to, like, get out there, get changed." That is like.
That's what you took away. I thought it was going to be that you were the first to move up. It was it was like getting changed first, and that was like, that is like, I don't know, that is like pure euphoria for me. Yeah. So from that point on, every week we would go to the swimming lessons. I didn't really care what was going on in the pool. It's just like breaststroke, whatever, boring. I'd get out of the pool. I'd get into that little cubicle, shut the curtain, and then, like, I learned how to, like, dress myself within, like, a matter of, like, 10 seconds. You've been conditioned, essentially.
Yeah. I was like what's the dog thing?
Pavlov.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I thought that was a cat.
No, you're thinking of Schrodinger's.
Oh, Schrodinger's cat, Pavlov's dog. Yeah.
Yeah, they all had, like, little animal companions, didn't they?
Yeah.
But they never treated them very well. Schrodinger put his cat in the box, put a bit of poison in there, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he was like, I don't know. Is the cat alive or not? I have a pretty good idea, Schrodinger, on how the cat's doing in there. And then Pavlov, it was like the bell thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, where he trained it for eating.
Yeah, I was like that. It doesn't take a lot to, like, train Pavlov, like...
Pavlov you.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
With, like, just one bit of, like, praise, and then that's it. That has conditioned my entire behaviour. So every day I was the first in line. And it's like, oh, well done. That's the real sport. That's the thing. I get competitive about stuff that isn't sports.
See, same. I'm a very competitive person, but only at stuff that I'm actively good at.
Yeah.
Or that I can do.
What do you get competitive about?
Like, basically everything except sports.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I'd love to be competitive in sports, I can't do sports, and then therefore, if I'm competitive and I lose, that's worse.
Yeah.
So I just don't get competitive about sports.
Yeah.
But every other thing on the planet, I get competitive.
I remember my first year flat, we had, like, we didn't have it at first, and it got to the second semester, and we had a cleaning rota where every time you took out the bins, you would put a little tally on the thing on the wall, which obviously at that point, again, that just becomes a competition for me, which is, like, great for everyone else because I'm doing the bins non-stop. But it means, like, if anyone was even, like, close to encroaching on my high bins score, I would just, like, I would take the bin out. It would be, like, half full just to, like, put myself on the tally.
That's called being wasteful. You've just thrown...
That is not wasteful.
That is... I would consider that wasteful because the bag's not full.
Is the opposite of wasteful. The flat is now wasteless because I've gotten rid of the rubbish, the waste. So, that sounds like the words of someone who is jealous of my bin score.
Sure.
Yeah. Right, do you want another song?
Yes, please. Enough bin talk.
Enough bin talk.
We're sticking on Gold by... Is it Spando or Spandau?
I don't think it's Spandau. You put this song on. You should know this.
I mean, you guys will recognise the song regardless of if you know the name of the artist or not, but it's Gold by, I'm going to say Spandau Ballet.
Yeah, if you know how this band is pronounced, email in, give us an angry email or an angry message on @discountdiscourse and tell us how it is actually pronounced. Enjoy. Gold is the name of that song.
Have you ever won gold in anything?
I have won gold on Mathletics. I don't know if you remember that website. Where
I thought it was not Maths Watch. Wasn't it something? It was called something else. It wasn't called mathletics.
Well, you don't know math. You weren't elite enough to
My
get in.
maths.
Yeah, different thing.
Oh, okay.
Mathletics.
Yeah, my school just didn't do mathletics.
Well, you weren't mathletic enough to get into mathletics then, apparently, because I was sitting there and you would do. They gave us year 2. They gave us the logins, and you would sit there and like it was like various stuff. But the main draw, right, was that you would you could like play against other people, where it would give you like just sums and multiplications, and you had to be like the fastest to get them.
Yeah, we just did my maths. We didn't do like our maths competitions was like on paper, because like who's gonna pay for a login to a website when you can literally just do multiplication battles like that, but just in person.
Well, have fun doing your loser multiplication battles.
Excuse me, I won
person.
every single time. Thank you very much. I
gold.
actually used to be smart in primary school, so
right.
Yeah.
We're not enthusiastic about sports, so what I've done is I've compiled a little quiz, because you know how much I love quizzes.
Well, I suggested the quiz aspect, I would say. You put, on our quadruple D, the discount discourse design document, you said we were going to talk about weird sports.
Yeah, and I had already compiled a quiz.
Oh, you'd already done it?
But
okay.
you can take credit for it if you like.
Yeah, because I wrote, let's make it a quiz in our document, but...
It's a joint venture.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So what I've done is I was listening to this podcast the other day. It's called No Such Thing as a Fish. Would really recommend. It's like the QI researchers, and they come up with these weird facts. And they got onto, I don't know what they were talking about. They got onto sports, and they brought up a few weird sports. So that inspired me. Let me have a look into some weird
Inspired,
sports.
or you just stole the idea from them?
Inspired me to influenced me to have a look. Let's have a look at some other like weird sports, because there are a lot of weird sports in the world, right? And this is all stuff that is actually played competitively. Some of it's
Quidditch
some of it's
on there.
not. Some of it's I've made it up.
Oh, right, yeah.
So it's like little true or false thing that we're going to do. Yeah, I'll give you the name of the sport. I'll give you a little description. You tell me, is this a real thing that is actually played competitively in the world, or have I just
made it up?
Okay, right. We have competitive wife carrying. This is a thing in Finland, and they have to like carry their the bridal carry.
Yeah.
Right?
Like a fireman's hold or something, or just like the...
No, fireman's hold is like
it's over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder. The bridal carry is like when you kind of... This is useless on the radio because I'm waving about my arms, but no one can
It's like when
see.
like when you have both your hands up and you're just...
But you imagine a picture of someone's like wedding day and they're holding the bride.
Yeah.
They're probably not like holding the bride over their shoulder. They're like holding them like at the front, both arms. Anyway, competitive wife carrying. They have to carry their wives through it's like an obstacle course basically, and they've got to like carry the wives through without dropping them and reach the end. The first person to reach the end wins.
I think that's true.
Yes, it is true.
Because I can vividly imagine that happening.
Yeah. Okay, competitive bird watching. This was a thing trialled in Paris, 1900. Paris 1900, there's loads of like weird stuff going on. But it would be like, I'll get onto some of the other Paris 1900 stuff later.
Yeah.
But it's like bird watching, and like you just observe birds, and then the highest scorer wins. But of course, the issue with that is that it is very hard to contain birds in any sort of arena, so it didn't really work that well as a sport.
So are you asking me if that's true or false?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with false.
Yes, that is made up. What gave it away?
I just think the idea of bird watching, because bird watching is quite a peaceful thing. Like people do it to relax, so I don't see anyone actively wanting to competitize it for. I don't know what the verb would be.
That's a good
Make
word.
it a competition.
Yeah.
So
it's not a competition, it's about the taking part.
Exactly. So I don't think they'd want that as a competition.
Water badminton. This wasn't in any Olympics to my knowledge, but this is a thing where it's badminton, but you're like, it's water badminton.
Okay.
You know, like water polo. Yeah. It's like badminton. I can only assume it's like badminton rather than tennis because that travels more slowly and you're probably...
Yeah.
It's probably not that easy to like move about in water.
I'm going to say that is false.
Yes, it is false. I can't get one over on you. That's so annoying. Why? How do you know?
Because what I do is visualize it, and I think if I saw someone playing water badminton, I would think they was such a loser. So I don't think they would make that a sport because that just kind of looks like it'd be really bad to play.
Is that like an ick? Is that like if you saw if you saw someone playing water badminton, is that like, no thank you?
I guess. It's just like, visually, I feel like something like water polo and all that kind of stuff, it requires a lot of muscle and power, whereas badminton is quite light-handed, and obviously you've got the added water resistance, so I can't imagine a lot of force being exerted there. So
when I came up with that, I was thinking, who would be better at water badminton? Like, ignoring the fact that, like, Andy Murray doesn't play badminton, he plays tennis, but it's basically the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Would Andy Murray or Michael Phelps be better at water badminton? Because, like,
I think Michael Phelps.
Because he can get to the, like, thing
and
really
also,
fast.
he has strength to swim. Like, I don't think you realise the amount of resistance that is required when playing water sports, like where you're actively in the water.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be like considerably like aerodynamic while also being like super powerful and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think, looking at comparing physiques, like I feel like Andy Murray would struggle against Michael Phelps to like swim.
So on that note then, you've said if you saw someone playing water badminton, you'd be like, gross, no thank you. If you saw someone participating in the horse high jump, would you say yes please or no thank you? Right, this was Paris 1900. Again, it's like high jump for horses, although obviously you're not going to get the horse to have the pole and stuff and do the
it's
flop,
just they jump,
but they just
high.
jump high.
I think that's true. Like, that's doable.
That is true.
They do jumping anyway, so like I don't see why a high jump would be weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I think of horses as being able to try like jump far, not long. Like,
I see.
So, I mean, like,
but
yeah,
I mean,
not like high.
Yeah, like they can jump horizontally,
like
not vertically.
Like, you know how if you have a cat, like if there's a cat sitting on the floor of this studio and there was a little platform up there, the cat could just jump up onto the platform. If I had a horse here, I feel like the horse couldn't, from like a standing position, jump up onto the platform.
But I guess that's the point of training. The horse is not expected to just jump straight out of the womb. Like they train
jump straight out of the womb.
Like they train for the sport like a human would. Like humans aren't just born being able to high jump. Obviously you need to train yourself to be able to jump higher. So.
Yeah, this is true. This is very true. Okay, the last one then, chess boxing. This is a sport where you alternate between playing chess and boxing. So it's like one round of chess and one round of boxing. And if you lose either game, then you lose the chess boxing match. And that just goes on until a person loses or wins.
Okay, that's actually a hard one.
Walk me through your thought process.
My thought process... Okay, this is going to be... My thought process is just... Well, first of all, it's the last one. So it's... Are you going to say it's true for, like, a bit of an impact? Or... I'm trying to think of this logically. Like, are you going to make this...
You think on, like, a meta level about the quiz?
Yeah, so is this going to be true for, like, lasting impact? Or is it going to be false because you just made up this really funny sport that you just wanted to say on air? But then also, I can imagine it. But then I don't know if it's because it's like in a TV show as a gag or if it's like an actual thing. I'm going to go with true.
Yeah, you got it 5 out of 5.
I'm
won
so
the quiz.
smart.
This is a real thing, right?
Yeah.
And what it is, like, I don't know the kind of which is played first or whatever, but it's like you play chess. If like someone gets a checkmate, they win, and then you switch to boxing and you do like.
Wouldn't that take like 10 years though? Because chess takes ages.
But it's like a time limit, like it's like 4 minutes of chess or something.
Yeah, but if they need to get checkmate.
But the thing I'm thinking is, like, I imagine the type of people who are really good at chess and the type of people who are really good at boxing.
The circles are mutually exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. And I think depending on which one comes first, you can immediately tell who's going to win the chess boxing, right? Is if it's like, if the chess round comes first, then the chess player obviously wins.
Wait, why?
Because they can just win the chess game.
But is it about who wins the thing first? I thought
it's like...
No, wouldn't they just need to... Wouldn't they make them compete multiple rounds?
Maybe, but...
Yeah, like, I thought they would do chess and then give them a time limit, 4 minutes. My thought process was that it's a full game of chess, and it's... So the ultimate is... So the ultimate ending is either whoever gets a checkmate or whoever gets a knockout.
Yeah.
And then they flip a coin or something to decide what the first round will be. And then they just alternate for like 3 minutes or whatever. So let's say they start with the chess. They do the chess match for 3 minutes. Yeah. Even if they don't get a checkmate, they just pause, leave that to the side, start boxing for 3 minutes.
This is what I mean. This is
and then Yeah.
Like, chess takes longer than playing, like, boxing, right? If you've got...
No, but then, so it's either whoever gets knocked out first in, like, the penultimate, like, boxing matches, or whoever gets checked.
Do you want to hear the rules?
Okay, yeah, let's hear the rules.
Chess boxing is a sport that, as the name suggests, combines chess and boxing. Players play alternate rounds of rapid chess and boxing until one of them wins in either discipline or when their opponent resigns.
See, that's what I
Players
thought.
can win by knockout during boxing rounds or by checkmate during
That's
chess
exactly
rounds.
what I just said. That's exactly what I thought. I feel like I've heard this before.
Yeah.
Maybe I subconsciously heard of this, and then that's how I knew.
Thing about that, all I'm saying is if we get into chess boxing, if the chess round comes first, I might have a chance. If the boxing round comes first, I lose within 10 seconds, which is why I feel like it's slightly unfair.
They're not expecting you, of all people, to do chess boxing. It's the people who train for chess boxing that are going to do it.
If you were training for chess boxing,
Yeah.
how would you like min max? How would you like? Would you go for like to be really buff, or would you go for, like, train your mind for the chess? Which do you think is the better? What do you do?
Well, that's the thing. It's if they decide it's because it's a 50-50 chance of whatever round comes first. I reckon you're just gonna have to. I think, like, pumping weights in the gym while you've got like a chess rule book up, and then just, like,
Chess rule book.
and then you're like reading that while you're like pumping the iron. I feel like you can do both at the same time.
I'm going to stop you there, though. There's not that many rules in chess. It's just like, how do each of, like, the
I mean,
6
I've never
pieces
played
move?
real chess before. The one time I played chess, I made up all the rules so I could win. Because it was year 6, and then it was wet play, and they had a chessboard, even though, like, obviously none of us 11-year-olds could play chess.
Yeah. We had chess lessons in primary school. We had a guy...
Nerd. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We had a guy
Yeah.
who came in, and he, like, taught us to play chess for 3 years straight.
Whoa.
So,
Yeah.
if to get around the chess boxing going, as long as we don't do boxing first, you will be absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, because we had a chessboard in we got it in year 6, and then none of us could play chess. But I told this guy that I could play chess and that I would teach him.
Yeah.
And then as I was teaching him, I was making up rules so that because I knew the vague bits of chess,
Go
like
on.
certain pieces can only move in a certain direction for a certain amount of place and stuff. Because I've played many a share of chess on the computer and lost.
Yeah.
So I made up a bunch of rules, and like every time we tried to do a move or something, I'd say, "Oh no, that's like not allowed. You can only go this way," and stuff. But obviously, I didn't say every round he did because I didn't want it to be bait that I was making up these rules.
Oh, genius.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I won, obviously, because I made up all the rules in my favour, and then
The thing is with chess, as a self-proclaimed chess expert, there's not that many rules, right? It's not like a thing where it's like, oh, you can't play that move, that's like a penalty now.
No, I know, it was more like a movement thing, but yeah.
Okay, well, unfortunately, in the chess boxing league, you can't pull those kind of cheating tactics, because they'll know. They'll say, hang on, that isn't a rule. He can move there, and you'll use the chess boxing game. So that's some weird sports here. Isn't that fun?
Yeah. I beat that same guy in a Yu-Gi-Oh battle by getting him to tell me all the rules subconsciously.
Have you ever done anything legitimately in your entire life?
No, I'm just a... What's the word? I'm not a scrapper.
A grafter.
A grifter, that's the word. I'm a grifter.
You're a grifter?
Yes.
Are you even called Charm, or is that just all a fabrication?
That was because I wanted a nickname, so I gave myself a nickname.
Is this like one of many like fake identities you've created? You're like in 3 places at once. After this radio show, you go off to like you get the train to Stoke-on-Trent, and then you've got an entire like separate life there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No, but did you not ever make up like fake names on websites?
Yeah, definitely.
Like I'd make up fake personalities on like those world chatting websites.
I was at Jimmy Bones.
Jimmy Bones
Yeah.
on what website?
Just like if I had to put my name in somewhere, and I was like, because when I was younger, I was pretty liberal with my usage of the internet, and then we had an assembly at school about like being safe on the internet.
Oh, really?
I got paranoid for ages.
Really?
So I would start like deleting all my accounts, and I would start making up fake names and stuff.
No, I never went there. To be honest, I didn't get an email till year 6/7.
Yeah.
So I was using my dad's email and everything. So he was getting all my notifications for me signing up to all these random websites and stuff because I was obsessed with like online world. So I Yeah, so I used his email, and I'd go, oh, I just signed up for this game online, and it would be like, okay,
Yeah.
and stuff.
His whole inbox must have just been full of like
Yeah,
my special Moshi Monsters event going on.
Yeah,
there.
like Stardoll friend requests and stuff, because I was
Yeah.
quite popular on Stardoll.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How'd you get popular?
You get popular by gifting people stuff and going in their inbox and like writing messages on their outfits or whatever.
You are such a grifter, aren't you? You are like you're just like trying to like find a way to like win at everything.
Yeah, I told you I was competitive. But yeah, should we stick on another song, or should we
Should
go
we just
down?
we could jump because we've got a few things to do. Should
Actually,
we just
yeah.
we can jump into. I said jump into. We can jump into the 2 listener suggestions we got, both of which
That
were
was
the
3
same.
actually.
Yeah, because you put one on. Okay, let's talk about what you put on. Yeah. you
Yeah,
put-
I put on cross country because I hate cross country because I hate running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good
That's my
discussion.
least favourite sport.
That's funny because I really like running. That's the thing I do, and I run
Yeah.
around and.
I used to tell the teachers I had asthma, so I couldn't run.
That's the only-
And then they always asked me where my inhaler was, and I'd say it's at home. And then they'll be like, okay, just walk it then. So I'd have to walk the cross country.
we had to do in PE. It was like one of those things where you breathe into a thing,
A breathalyzer.
it tells you how big your lung capacity is. And
Ew,
I have
the germs.
I have the lung capacity of someone who is like severely asthmatic. Just because I never exercised or anything as a child.
Yeah.
Well, I had like a trampoline, big trampoline in the garden.
I was
but then
jealous.
our
I've
neighbours had like a big bonfire, and like the sparks burned a load of balls in the trampoline.
I've always wanted a trampoline, but alas.
Yeah. You can go, there's like trampoline places you can go to.
Yeah, but I can't jump. That's the thing. Like, I physically cannot jump.
But that's the great thing about trampoline. The trampoline does it for you.
No, but even on a trampoline, I can't jump high. I did the splits on a trampoline once, and then the PT just saw, and then I got banned from using a trampoline.
Just go to your little trampoline place and
Yeah.
just have a bounce around.
Okay, so the other suggestions was football, because it's boring,
Yeah.
which, valid.
You went to a football game yesterday. You
I
didn't
watched
go
it.
to a football
I
game
went to the
yesterday.
pub and I watched the
You
football
went to
game
watch
on the
a game of football.
TV.
What do you think of football?
But like I've said before, I like watching country sports, so like the Olympics, the World Cup, that kind of thing. But football as its own thing, I could never watch it weekly. Like, I have too much to watch as it is. I'm not going to watch a bunch of humans
You've got
doing
South Park to watch. You
it. I
can't be
want
dealing with
lots,
football.
yeah. So
Yeah, as I said before, I've got bad memories of football in primary school and like even secondary school and stuff. They'd be playing football. The football would hit me in the face. They'd say sorry. I'd say I think I know you did that on purpose. Like, this has happened like too many times. for it
See,
to
I
be a
was lucky
coincidence.
because football was like only really the boys played football.
Yeah.
So all the girls, we'd sit at the side. But whenever it was football and PE, all the boys would play football because our school did like Saturday football league as well.
Yeah.
So the people who trained on the Saturday league would just play football during the PE lessons.
Yeah.
And then all the girls would sit at the side, and then our PE teacher would do magic tricks. So we'd watch him do magic tricks, and then
What kind of PE lesson is this? What kind of magic tricks?
like he'd do card tricks, or like he'd have a little flashlight and he'd do like light tricks and stuff like that as well.
What?
Yeah.
What light tricks? What kind of light tricks?
I don't know, like you'd say, oh my god, my hand is glowing, but like he'd have the flashlight hidden in a way where you couldn't see it.
It's a
It
shambles.
was so cool. It was, yeah, so that was what PE was like for us.
Card tricks.
Yeah, he'd just pull out a card pack and like he'd do magic tricks for the girls, so.
See, I would just make up, like, at lunch when all of the, like, the other boys were playing football, me and my kind of geeky friends, we'd make up other games. We had a load of good games. There was a game we had called Ancient Warriors, where you had to go up to, like, someone, like a random child who you didn't know on the playground, and you had to, like, tap them on their, like, shoulders, and you'd say, you are an ancient warrior.
Is that not just Duck Duck Goose?
No, but it was ancient. It was ancient warriors.
See, because I hated running to the point where I'd refuse to play it. So if people suggested it at playtime, I would just say no. And
That's an interesting
say it
regional difference, because I would call that tag. You'd call that it.
Yeah.
Like, that's funny, isn't it? How even within like our home cities are like a couple of hours from each other. Like,
Yeah.
not even that, like an hour. But
Because
there's, like,
tag
entirely
feels
different-
Americanized to me. Like, it sounds more British.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talking about nationalism, talking about patriotism, God.
But yeah, I would like refuse to play, so I'd just sit on the sideline. And I'd always get my friends to not play either, so then they would always be like,
they'd just be sitting with you with nothing to do.
No, we did
like,
other stuff. Fun? We did fun. We always played stuff like teachers and stuff. That's what me and my friends. We did like role playing and things like that, or we just talk.
Yeah.
So
I bet they were all wishing they could be playing at sports.
Wish they could, yeah, they probably did actually. They probably wish they could play it, but I refused to play, so they wouldn't play it.
I bet you concocted some kind of like clever lies and grifted your way to getting them to play games with you.
Not really. I just said I hate running. I'm not playing it, and then they would try to get me, and I'd say no, and I would suggest other games instead, and they'd be like, "Fine, we'll play your games."
Wow, you sound like great fun.
Yeah.
You get tagged and you're like, actually, how about we play teachers? Should we do classic fan favourite feature, breakdown in tears?
Yeah.
I think both of us are ready to break down in tears at this
yeah.
point.
Have you got any suggestions?
This is really... I feel really stupid saying this now. Because it's not even like related to sports. The Apple Watch.
Why did you suggest that?
Because it comes up when you're sitting down, and it comes up on your thing, and it's like time to stand, and it like gets you exercise.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Apple Watch on E tier because there's like a million better smartwatches out there, and I looked it up, and apparently the Apple Watch only lasts like 8 hours. So what even is the point? My watch, I've had.
Hey, my Apple Watch lasts 2 days.
Great. Well, my non-Apple smartwatch, I got it in, I think year 11,
and
year 10.
And you haven't charged it since?
I have charged it, but I only have to charge it once a month because it lasts the whole month. And it's held together by super glue because it's like the screen's fallen off and my dad's just super glued it together, and it still works, and it's like, it's going to be 10 years old. Well, okay, no, it's not. Year 10 was not 10 years ago.
That is another lie.
It's going to be like 5 years old. It probably is 5 years old, and it still lasts, and it still does what it needs to do. And it doesn't.
What does it do?
Well, you can do sport. You can track sports. You can do time on there, like stopwatches and stuff.
You can do time on your watch?
Yeah, like stopwatch. I meant like stopwatches and that kind of timers. It does heartbeat. It does step counting.
What's your heart rate right now?
It says it's 70.
I bet mine's going to be really...
Oh, it's gone down to 50.
That's a good resting heart rate.
Great.
I can't find my heart
I mean,
rate
it's probably
now.
inaccurate.
This is terrible radio.
It's probably inaccurate because it's held together by super glue, as I just mentioned.
Yeah. I don't like about this Apple Watch... I've got an Apple Watch on my wrist right now. What I don't like about it is if you sit down for like half an hour, it tells you time to stand.
Oh, my watch does that, but I just turned that off.
And then it will tell you... at random points in the day, it's time to like take a moment to meditate, and it's like time to breathe, and that makes me more angry than anything because like that, like I don't tell me.
Who
to
are
breathe.
you to vibe check me, Apple Watch?
Who are you to tell me to breathe? You're my watch. I own you. You're on my wrist. I could smash you into a million pieces right now if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what to do. Apple Watch. I quite like it actually. B tier.
Okay. What's B to E would be C.5. So.
Wait, no, D.5.
I guess, depending on what way scale goes. Wait, probably. Not D.5, because I'm E. B to E. If B is 2 and E is 5...
It depends which way you're looking at it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that's
like you said.
Okay. I don't know, it doesn't even matter. What's your thing?
Okay, we can just put it on C tier if you want.
Let's see, put it on C.
Because smartwatches are good, it's just the Apple Watch in particular is... There's better options out there.
What's your thing?
My one is participation awards.
Go on, tell me more.
I like participation awards because I just like getting certificates.
Yeah. I agree. Like I said before, I'm a sucker for praise.
Like, I'd want to be the best, but if I can't be the best, at least if I get recognition, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like,
if like any compliment or any praise I get, that sticks with me for life. I can think of like things that people have told me offhand like years ago, and I still think of them. Like on a bad day, I'll think about that person told me like I'm funny, like, and that revitalizes me.
Wow.
That's my sad life. Participation awards, A tier. I think it can get a bit silly sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I think B tier, because, like, I don't know. I mean, it's more like I personally would love a certificate, and that's why. But, like, I know a lot of people say, oh, like, what even is the point? Because
Well, it depends, right? Because I mean, that's the type of thing where like just people are like,
at the
it's
Olympics, I don't think you should get a
political
participation award.
Can you imagine, like, they change the podium? It's just like
every single
everyone.
competitor. Yeah, and they're all just like slightly elevated above the ground, and then you have the middle podium just like in the middle with the actual 3 people.
Yeah. And the winner for competitive wife carrying goes to everyone.
Yeah.
So you all took part. And that's all that matters.
Yeah, so I would put it on like B or C tier.
Yeah.
Only because like I have no strong feelings either way, but if I had to, it would be positively inclined. So,
Brilliant.
what are you putting it on then?
I'm putting it on A. I think
A,
it's a good
okay,
thing.
so I guess it's B then.
Put it on B. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
That's the show.
If you loved hearing us talk about sports, feel free to follow us on at Discount Discourse on Instagram.
Discount Discourse show at gmail.com is the email address you should also send a message to. As I said earlier, you will win a prize. It will be
decided by Reuben, provided by Reuben, endorsed by Reuben.
Yes. And at the last show, there'll be going to be another prize. I've decided it's prizes all round.
Okay, nice.
That's the show.
That's all we have to say. On the topic of sports.
On the topic of sports, I hope you've learned about some like unusual sports. You've learned about.
How many more shows have we got?
We've got 3 more shows,
and we've only got like 2 ideas.
But send in your ideas.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Email in your ideas for topics we can cover. Yeah.
Or just DM us.
Email us in.
Okay,
Have
Reuben an email
yourself. Do you want to say it this time?
Sure.
No, you don't want. No, you don't want to because you were like, yeah, sure, I'll say it. Then.
Yeah.
If you're not going to appreciate saying it, have a blessed day. Sean wants you to have a horrible day.
I don't.
Listen to David Bowie now.